Hello and welcome. My name is Joe and I am the Panicked Monk, and you are watching Lost in Time, the Dwemer's Tale. We are picking up in Markarth and about ready to head out to Winterhold. Before we do, we're going to change our armor, and that helmet is not going to work. As you can see, it crops terribly with our beard. So, unfortunately, the beard mod is not going to work with it. It would have been kind of cool, but that's alright. The armor, however, is kind of cool, actually. It's not that terribly different from his mage armor, except for the shoulders and some of the arm protection. But honestly, I think it looks pretty damn good on him. Kind of badass with the heavier looking armor. So let's grab a bite to eat quick before we head out. Alright, let's get a better look at this, shall we? Yeah, that looks pretty good, and our heavy mage armor hood still works pretty nicely with it, I have to say, so I think this is a nice upgrade, and it's got a nice enchantment on it that'll affect our enemies when our health is low, so yeah, I think that's a good change. It's a good fit for him.
If I played all of them, everyone in this inn
Alright,
would be as
well,
brave
let's
as
make
I
our
am.
way, shall we?
Don't mind the yelling. My parents are always going at each other.
Oh, right. Maybe just one of the popular songs like The Slave.
The finest jewelry in all of Markarth.
Ugh, they couldn't have cleaned that up.
Alright, we need to make a couple quick checks here. We're involved in a vampire attack, so nope, we have no ill effects from that. Good news. And we also need to equip our backpack because we changed armor. We're carrying our armor, so it needs to be carried somewhere. We're not going to drape it over our arm. So it just seems to make sense to have the backpack. And we should probably check to see that we have all of the cogs we need. We didn't really count, per se, and we do. Okay, cool. I'd hate to have to go back there. Already received a note that we don't want to read.
Oh. Should probably fix that.
Traveling in the city of Markarth, sure.
Yes, I'd like to take your carriage, please.
Where do you want to go?
Winterhold, if you would.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Very good.
You'd best hurry it up. You ever met one of them cats? Khajiit, I think they called themselves.
I have, actually.
This whole country's full of them down south.
Is that so?
Oof. All day and then some. Look at that. Wow. Let's get some light going, shall we? Let's put on our scouter goggles and make our way through town and to the college. Now, Szenac probably would have gotten a little bit of shut-eye on the trip here, but I can hardly say that it would be comfortable or very restful. I really doubt he would have gotten into his deep REM his deep sleep or REM or whatever. I'm not a sleep therapist, so please don't correct me. Just nod your head and
They say if
Move
a
along,
vampire so much
move
as
along.
scratches you, you'll turn into one. That better not be true.
I hope not.
So, wow. Dark night in Winterhold. Let's find our room, shall we? We're in need of a comfortable bed. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the pauldrons, the shoulder plates, kind of digging it. It's got kind of the scale undershirt, looks like, on that. Very nice.
Oh, I hate this part of the bridge. I'm sure it's perfectly safe. I have my doubts.
What time is it anyway? Let's check it out, shall we? 5:30. Wow. So it's super early in the morning. So we can't get a full night's rest, but we can get a couple hours before we can go find Arniel. Alright. Let's take the goggles off. Come on, take them off. Alright. Now, with the Dwemer goggles, sometimes you gotta toggle them a couple times to make sure the actual light is off. It's just kind of a, I don't know, a thing with those. But, no matter. Let's get some sleep, shall we? I think just a couple hours should do it. We want to get going fairly early in the morning. I mean, not super early, but we do have to go find Arniel.
Have you heard?
Before we do that, let's take off some of our gear. It's like our goggles are still on our head. Take the hood off. What else? Anything? Oh yeah, shield. Oh, we could probably get rid of the backpack as well. Don't need to be cruising around our college with all the gear on. Now really, I should probably put on some more comfortable clothing than the armor, but for sake of ease, I think he's just gonna head out.
That's too bad.
Because actually,
Not at all. Means I'm not
after he
making
meets
progress
Arniel,
at the college.
he wants to get going as soon as possible, so not having to do, buckle and unbuckle and all the work that it takes to put armor on and off, he's probably not going to want to have to go through that any more than he has to. Alright.
Where are you, Arniel? Would you be in your quarters? No, let's check the Arcanium first, I think. If your experiments are so crucial to you, you would be researching, wouldn't you? Well, that's what we're going to go with. Now we're down here. Is it possible he might be in here? No. It's very quiet. Seems weird without the orb. But it is for the best. Yeah, no, there's nobody here. Alright, up to the library we go.
Eleanor, the library is in disarray. When books are strewn about here and there,
Do I really have to listen to that at this time in the morning?
I'm sorry.
This does not look
It's
promising.
just the professors come in here and scatter the books without any concern for the person who has to clean up.
Ugh.
I thought it might be more efficient.
I can
if
understand
waited
why
until the end
Arniel
of
would
the day
not
to
be
put the
here
books
at
back
this
on the
time.
shelves.
Listen to
And
that.
shall I be forced to wait until the end of the day as well?
Why are my research materials constantly disappearing?
I don't know.
Regarding your training.
Excuse me,
I
Urag.
don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly.
No, of course not.
Clear?
Have you seen Arniel?
Once again, I have found very
No.
insulting notes left in my personal effects.
Yes, I could never imagine why.
Beric.
I don't know how he puts up with it. Alright. Nobody here. Oh, where is this guy? Perhaps he's still in his quarters. I guess that's where we'll go next. Really? Still sleeping? Come on, get up. Arniel, get up.
I'm working on some very important research.
Yes. I have the cogs that you had asked for.
Ah, that's excellent news. This will be most helpful in furthering my research. I'm afraid I can't offer you much right now, but please take this. And perhaps, if this is all successful... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's too early to be getting excited. Still, this is most
Excited
encouraging.
about what?
Thank you again. If I require anything else, I shall be sure and let you know.
Yes, well... Do you need any more help?
As a matter of fact, there is something you can do for me. I had retained Enthir's services in acquiring something specific. But now he's refusing to deliver.
And you are
Could you perhaps
surprised?
speak with him and see if we can come to some sort of arrangement?
Really? Fine. Fine.
All right then.
What were you thinking? Where is Enthir? Is he usually in this landing? No. Ah, there you are.
Even with the college's
Enthir.
laid-back attitude, there are some.
I understand you have
experiments
something of
college
Arniel's.
frowns on. Oh dear. He's so afraid to talk to me, he's sending you to do it?
Apparently.
I should have expected as much.
Yes.
I'm afraid you've been a little misinformed. I have something of mine that I was going to sell to Arniel.
Yes, of course.
You think you can do what he can't, and I'll sell it to you. Then you're free to run off to him with it if you like.
Fine. What is it that you want?
I have a friend, let's say, who's interested in a staff. A particular one.
Yes.
It's nothing dangerous, so don't worry. I'm not even sure why he wants it, but then that's not really my concern. He's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
The problem is that it'll be a little difficult to acquire, seeing as how it's in the hands of someone who isn't exactly friendly.
No, of course they're not.
So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it payment for the item Arniel was after.
Fine. Consider it done. Now, what do you have?
Got some coin. Let's just take a look then.
Alright, well, Szenac is going to try to sell a few items that he doesn't need, that he's carrying around, lighten his load a little bit. And actually, in part, it's fairly symbolic. He needs to begin thinking of a new life for himself, which means he needs to start letting go of his past. And that means his gear. He needs to let go of the things that I guess would be kind of like a security blanket that have anchored him so far. But he's in a place now where he doesn't need that. He's starting to transition. And the best way for him to do that is to start shedding some of that past by getting rid of those items. That would include his mage robes, which were once indicative of his station as a tonal engineer, and his sword, again part of the station that he held. He kept his dagger, simply at this point because it's better. He's honed it so that it is better than the one that he found that he was willing to sell. But he got rid of his other sword. It was just as good as the one that he had honed, that he found. But he felt it was necessary to start cutting those ties, and in order for him to do that and begin building a new life for himself, he needs to, for his own mental state, get rid of those attachments, those things that rooted him to the past. Now, he's going to keep things like his mother's journal and that kind of stuff, but that has a different attachment. That's not rooting him to his past. That's holding memories of something larger than who he is, who he was. It's holding memories of things that he's honestly still reconnecting with.
Till next time.
So he's going to hold on to those. But those things that he's maintaining, just because it's comfortable to do so, he's kind of got it in his comfort zone. He needs to get rid of those, and he knows that. So he's getting rid of those things that tie him to that old way of life.
You are still out of sync, Szenac. Out of sync with the world around you.
It's because you are angry.
to you, my beautiful boy. My name is Narada Irarach, and I am your mother. I wish I could write more, tell you more, hold you.
You're that one from the court. Heard about you.
I am free, but I will not leave you. Mitsoy betha bethoy. After so long, I finally get to look on you once again. His face was etched with hate and cruelty.
Why?
You are not fully Dwemer.
Damn you! Damn you! Damn you all!
You're always the martyr, always the forgotten. Poor me. Do these things bring you some sort of joy? Focus on where you are and where you want to go.
I don't know what to do. I miss her so much. By using your head and your heart, Szenac, you can never fail. You must calm yourself, Szenac. You must learn to dance.
Asking for trouble walking around with dangerous magic like that.
Well, Szenac is going to find a place to camp for the night. He would really like to go into town and visit Lucia, but he just has... Really, he has too much to do right now, and it wasn't that terrible long ago, and he feels pretty comfortable with how he left her and the care that he left her in. So he's going to find a place to camp and then continue on in the morning. That will bring us to the end of this episode. And as always, until next time, safe travels.
Can you be my father?